Thank you. We are very excited this morning to have students with us in the Shen Jazz Combo. They did not have to get up this morning, nor did they need to volunteer their time the last couple of days to prepare for us, but they very graciously did so that they could share their talents with us under the direction of Brian Carucci. Here is the Shen Jazz Combo. right. Thank you very much. One more round of applause for Brian Carucci, our Shen Jazz Combo conductor, and to our students who are here this morning with us. So now I am pleased to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. L. Oliver Robinson, who will share some words as we prepare to enter what will undoubtedly be a very prosperous 2023-2024 school year.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wood. Good morning, everyone. So last year we gathered together all as a group, and it was great and it worked, and Vicki Wiles said we should do it again. And so we're doing it again, and we're together and it's working. So I want to start out by acknowledging, where is Vicki? Vicki, right there, yeah, you look ahead of her, she's right in front of you. I want to acknowledge Vicki for having the courage to say, yeah, let's do it again, because it's important for all of us to be in the same space at the same time. So Vicki, thank you very much for your leadership. So there are a few important formalities, if you will, or acknowledgments to be made prior to sharing my opening remarks for the 23-24 school year. First, let me start by truly saying and reiterating what Dr. Wood said. Welcome back. This has been an interesting summer. The month of July was like being in a place where we had rainstorms every day. I don't know about your backyard. It seemed like it rained every time I went outside. And August was just a hectic month, and here we are having our 1 week of summer, and we're back in school. So welcome back. I really appreciate that very much. So throughout the course of the day, I hope you'll find some time to share your joy of being back with your colleagues. It feels good. It always feels good to share kindness, a sense of gratitude with each other, and to receive it in return. And so to ensure that I got at least one compliment today, I wore a jacket that's unusual color for me to wear. I'm a blue and blue and blue and blue person. And so someone's like, it's a great looking jacket. They didn't say I was great looking in the jacket. They said it was a great looking jacket. So, you know, it's okay. I'll take that for now and appreciate the kindness that went with those comments. Because there's something to be said about the old adage that kindness doesn't cost much, but it matters greatly. And I really want us to think about that, not only today, but as we go out through the course of the school year. Because certainly as a result of all of you setting that tone and tempo of caring and compassion as our students return, I have no doubt that this will absolutely be a fantastic school year. No doubt at all. Be an absolutely fantastic school year because all of you in your mere presence sanctioned that inevitability, that our kids will have a great experience because of all of you who are assembled here this morning. So I want to say thank you for that. It's okay to clap. I'm still searching for compliments, right? I would also like to acknowledge the presence of members of the Board of Education. As I call the members' names, if you please stand and wave. We have with us our Board President, Mrs. Naomi Hoffman. Board Vice President, Jason DeGianni. Trustee, Deanna Stevenson. Trustee, Gusta Miller. Trustee, Stacy Flom. And Trustee, Petra Holden. Mr. Templeton, as a result of some other work obligations, is unable to be with us this morning. I want to thank the board members for being present and always being present and find not robbery to come out and add value to the meaning of our opening day ceremony. So thank you very much for being present this morning. I'd also like to acknowledge our employees who are new to Shen for the first time or even returning for the second or third time. Yes, there are those folks who leave, go back, leave, come back, and realize that it's always nicer on the Great Plains. So it's okay. It's always nicer on the Great Plains. So far this year, we have hired 114 new employees. In that total, there are 59 CSTA employees, 43 STA, 4 SUSA, 4 SAW, 2 Management Confidential, and 2 DLST. So a lot of new people within in our ranks. So I'd like to have, if they're all here, all 114 of you, stand up and be recognized. So some of our new employees, particularly some of our transportation folks, are not here because they're doing what transportation people do this time of year, practicing all those runs over and over and over again to ensure that tomorrow morning, sunshine and more sunshine, we'll be on time. Finally, at the real risk of becoming somewhat emotional, I want to pause and do a two-part acknowledgement. Amongst the illustrious group of our new Shen teammates is Dr. Cecily Wilson-Turner, who has been appointed to serve as the next Deputy Superintendent. Dr. Wilson-Turner comes to us with tremendously high level of intellect and a wealth of experience that will undoubtedly pick us up from where we are and bring us to another level. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Cecily Wilson-Turner. Please stand up. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And Cecily, I hope you have good shoes, love, because there ain't no honeymoon. So here's the other side to the proverbial coin. Dr. Wilson-Turner is being welcomed to build on the legacy of another great lady, a valued colleague, an exceptional leader and consummate professional, Dr. Elizabeth Wood. I've been tremendously fortunate, blessed, if you will, to have had the opportunity to work closely with Dr. Wood for almost 2 decades. There are so many wonderful things to be said about Dr. Wood's legacy. She's truly a leader amongst leaders. And under her leadership, we as a system have embarked upon and conquered many new territories in teaching and learning, in developing new leaders, bridging gaps and building bridges for our Shen community to shine brightly like a diamond when under the darkest skies. I want to publicly acknowledge her as she works to create a smooth transition for Dr. Wilson-Turner and prepares to embark upon a new chapter of her leadership. Dr. Wood, can you please join me up front? Dr. Wood, your impact is indelibly etched on the fabric of the Shen history. Thank you for your service, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for being a great colleague. Thank you very much. So at our session in March, Dr. Manning Scott spoke to us about the power of one and the need to be salty. He was absolutely awesome and on point. Try as I might, I would not be able to duplicate his dressing room voice warm-up. And some of you know what I'm talking about, that accidentally got caught on the microphone. So I can't do that, man, Scott. That was uniquely yours. I can, however, place great emphasis on the significance of our roles as leaders for learning and the tremendous power each of you, each of us, bring every day. Superhero powers in the mind's eyes of our children. Because we're all on this journey together. A call to action, to do impactful work, which is sometimes disguised as a challenge, as a disruption, and even as failed attempts. But see, the opportunities of our time are indeed a manifestation of our level of conviction, our sense of devotion to preserve the promise of a luminous future for our children, our students. I'm grateful every day that my 3 kids had an opportunity to have the Shen experience. Because every day I look back and think about how they grew as young people and now as young adults. The bright, luminous future that we all hold in our hands for our children. Because we are truly people who people remember. We work not for praise or popularity, but from an innate sense of responsibility, truly knowing to whom much is given, much is required. I often say for myself, I'm one of those people, give a little, give a lot, and expect little in return. Believe it or not, our children, our students are reading our vibes. They're watching us. They're modeling their styles and behaviors after us and defining themselves and their purpose based on their interaction with us. Us, that little big word, us, the center of the Shen experience, the learning journey we are all excited to take, to facilitate, to lean into those uncharted terrains and transform challenges into opportunities. That little big word, us. And let me take that apart and make it come alive. Make it more personal, if you will, for you to use it as an acronym. Us. Unequivocally supportive. Unequivocally is supportive. Each year, I'm so profoundly grateful to be in this wonderful profession of molding minds and shaping the futures of generations past, present, and unseen. I recently ran into a lady who said, I have one at every level and one to come. So she had a high school 9th grader, a middle school 6th grader, an elementary 1st grader. And I'm thinking, okay, is not enough? And she was so pleased to say, it happened to be 3 boys, that her bouncing baby girl is yet to come. And she stopped me to share with me that the best part of her children's experience is the Shen experience. I don't know how that makes you all feel, but to me, I felt as if I was not equipped to say thank you, because it's not me, it's us. That's what we do. We change the lives of children and families every day by what we do, what you do. That big little word, us. This is us. unequivocally supportive. As I said, we're all on this continuum of growth and experience, endeavoring to foster a school community where all means all, and all have access to resources so all can succeed, students and adults alike. In doing this important work, we must nourish ourselves, each and each other. We must celebrate our successes, and even in those rare occasions, call out our failures as learning experiences, consequently becoming better able to nourish and support our students. This is us, unequivocally supportive. This year, we'll continue many efforts and strategically bring about some new initiatives, all focused on fostering a transformational organization, one in which we capture and allow for the amplification of voices and viewpoints of our students, systematizing processes to better identify strengths and weaknesses, as well as the appropriate services to address the complex social, emotional, and academic needs of our students. We will work to support intellectual risk-taking and innovative thinking, focus on facilitating the greatest sense of agency for learning. See, our work is reflective of our mission, goals, and objectives. And it's truly about the reciprocity of sowing and reaping, knowing that tomorrow's harvest is contingent upon the work we put in today. This is us. Each person, each of you make a difference. Each child matters. Stop and think about that for a moment. Each of you are key components of a network, a system of support that not only catapults our children into their respective futures as learners, as thinkers, as doers, but also serve to catch them even when they don't realize they're falling. When I wrote that statement, catching them even when they don't realize they're falling, caused a little flashback for me to September 1977, this very same week. And some of you may recall in some prior comments, me telling the story of Mrs. Campbell, who grabbed me by the ears. By the way, hands off kids. You'll get fired for that. Hands off kids. Mrs. Campbell, who grabbed me by the ear and brought me into her third grade classroom, out of the portable trailer out there, where I was placed because I spoke with an accent after recently immigrating to America from Jamaica. While it may have been well-intended, I'm still convinced that model was designed to make some children othered, living on the periphery of the arena of learning. Mrs. Campbell caught me when I didn't even know I was falling. She caught me and brought me from a place in which I would have suffered in silence, and my aspiration as a learner shattered, to a place where I was exposed to books with images that looked like me, where one of my beloved mother's favorite sayings rang true: silver and gold may vanish away, but a good education will never decay. You, and especially you, Each day you serve a great role in defining and determining our students' lived experiences as learners, catching them even when they don't realize they're falling. Us, unequivocally supportive. There are no big I's or little you. This is about the us. We are Shen, and our commitment to excellence has never been stronger, has never been more important. Because we're in this appointed place, in these appointed positions, at this appointed time, for a reason. To be difference makers, to transform our respective power of one into the collective synergy I call us. I applaud each of you. I applaud each of you for your work, for your willingness, for your affirmation with your presence, to be unequivocally supportive of each of the approximately 9,500 beautiful minds that will enter our doors tomorrow morning. This is us. This is us. That's what we are about. That's who we are. Unequivocally supportive. So in the words of Manny Scott, let's be salty about it. Let's be salty about it. Have a wonderful day today, preparing, reconnecting, greeting our new teammates, knowing that each of you hold in your respective hands the promise of a wonderful future for our young people. I applaud you, I thank you, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful school year. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much to Dr. Robinson with an inspiring message reminding all of us about our impact. I want to draw your attention also to Kelly Barkley, who's been quietly sitting, our communications person on the stage here, who designed the beautiful presentation that was showing behind Dr. Robinson. Talk about moving us forward. That was really lovely, Kelly, thank you. I want to sincerely thank all of you for being such an incredible learning community to work with over all of these years. I wish you a great school year and a wonderful, robust agenda to follow for today as we move forward through Superintendent's Conference Day. I do want to make note, I've heard a few people wondering about transportation. There will be buses back to where you came from, but most importantly, there are buses that are going to West in case our support staff would like to take a bus back. So now we are going to transition to the remainder of our agenda. Hope you have a great, great day ahead. Thank you so much for being here this morning.